As time passes, it's often hard to notice the changes happening all around us. 5 years doesn't sound like a lot, but in that time, our city and suburbs have grown, transformed almost beyond belief.
Surprise is a word that you could use, may not adequately describe how big and how fast the change has been.
The whole city has been growing at a rapid rate.
The view from above is one we don't often see, but it reveals the extent of change. These remarkable aerial images are from Nearmap, a company that started in Perth and now captures pictures around the globe.
It's kind of a different way to see the world. So Nearmap provides a kind of a new perspective on what's on the ground. And what's unique about Nearmap is we update those images very regularly, up to 6 times a year.
This was the Esplanade in 2011. 5 years later, the expanse of grass has made way for Elizabeth Quay.
Elizabeth Quay is probably one of the more fascinating ones in Perth. What used to be just a little parkland and people used to play frisbee at lunchtime, that you can see how that land developed, ultimately turned into Elizabeth Quay.
The Burswood Golf Course in 2011. Now, the new Perth Stadium is almost complete.
There's the Perth Stadium obviously being developed at the moment. So if you look at the Nearmap pictures, you only go back a couple of years and you see the Burswood Golf Course. And today, that's the almost completed Perth Stadium.
In the 5 years since the 2011 census, an extra 215,000 people are calling Perth home. And that increase can be seen in our growing suburbs. This is Piara Waters, a suburb near Jandakot in the city's south. The number of homes here has more than tripled in just 5 years. Byford to the east has seen massive growth. It's part of Serpentine Jarrahdale, the fastest growing region in Australia.
It's obviously very exciting to be named the fastest growing community in the country. However, it's not surprising. We were named also the fastest growing community in 2011. So what it means for us is to be prepared and to plan.
The area takes in new housing at Byford and Whitby. The growth has been rapid.
We're watching the face of the community change from what actually was cow paddocks, places where people had dairy farms, to places where we now have families and schools and playgrounds and ovals and that. So there's a real physical change in the community.
Raised 3 children here, a multitude of dogs and animals.
Russell and Trish have seen Byford grow before their eyes. They built here 42 years ago.
Housing is just gone through the roof, of course, if you'll pardon the pun. The retail area, you know, like the shops and all that has grown remarkably from a little country, almost nothing town, to now we've got everything you could think of.
To the east, and Averley in the city of Swan has more than doubled in size. Here it is in 2010, mostly paddocks, and here in April this year.
Over the last 5 years, we've been experiencing rapid growth. We've been, at one stage about 2 years ago, we were doing around 300 housing approvals a month.
Like many areas experiencing rapid growth, the City of Swan says public transport is critical to forward planning.
I suppose our biggest issue out there has been public transport. Ellenbrook has been sitting out on its own for a long time, and we've been pushing for a good public transport system. We've now got Promise the Rail by 2022, which we're really looking forward to.
To the north, Yanchep has grown beyond belief. In the 2011 census, it recorded 1,878 houses. Last year, that number had ballooned to 3,500.
I remember as a kid going up to Yanchep, and it was kind of a summer holiday place, whereas now Perth has expanded through Clarkson, and we've shown in the Nearmap pictures how it's gone from being bushland to being now a suburb.
While our city's growth has slowed, Perth's population now sits at around 2 million people, and we're only set to get bigger.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself when I think, well, what's happened, how big we've got.